Hi guys, it's Miss Maria and I'm so happy to be with you today. Miss Vicki just finished her lesson on the crucifixion of Christ, so I'm going to teach you a little bit about his burial. And it's appropriate for today because our 3 o'clock service that we will hopefully all be able to attend virtually this year will commemorate the burial of Christ. And then tonight at the 7 o'clock service, we will commemorate the funeral service with the Lamentations. So let's talk a little bit about Christ and his burial. You know, Christ didn't have a lot of possessions, but he had a friend who was willing to offer his tomb. And he was a member of the Sanhedrin, which meant he was a pretty important guy. He had this cave that was saved for his family that he wanted to offer Christ. And so he took a big chance by coming to the place where Christ died and helping to take him down off the cross. They had to do it really quickly because it was the night of the Passover. And so he and some of the women took down the body of Christ and they buried him in some linen cloths. Now, if you have any kind of linen at home, you can even get like a dish towel or a bath towel, and it was probably clean and white, and they wrapped his body very carefully in this linen. Now, what they did with bodies back then, too, is they would anoint them with oil. And I'm going to do this. I don't think you can smell it. But look, pretend like you can. Can you smell that? It's very fragrant. You can ask your moms if they have any kind of perfume or essence oil or anything like that, so you can get a real scent of it. And then they had jars of herbs and spices. Can you see those? I wish you could smell these too, but again, you can ask your parents. You can find any spices that you have in your kitchen cabinet and just smell how strong they smell. That's what they used to preserve the body. So they would put the oil and the spices and maybe even some incense, and they wrapped it very carefully in the cloth. Once they did this, then they took the body and they buried it inside the tomb, where they rolled a big stone in front of it where Christ stayed. So at 3 o'clock today, you'll see this icon here of the burial of Christ. But what you'll see, if you were to come to church at 3 o'clock, which I hope you'll get to see it on your screen, Father will process with a cloth icon. It's made out of velvet with gold embroidery, and he has already explained what this icon symbolizes, but you will see him carry this around the church, and he will place it inside a decorated tomb. Some of you might remember this tomb that we made a few years ago at our Sunday school retreat. Our tomb is usually really big with flowers on it, but we don't have that big one this year because all of us can't be here to decorate it. So we're going to have a really small one. So I hope you can see it on TV, and I hope that the camera will zoom in nice and closely so you'll see this cloth that you just saw inside the tomb, where we will then save it for the afternoon, from the afternoon service. We'll save it for the nighttime service. So the 3 o'clock service is taking Christ down from the cross. You will hear scriptures from the end of Mark and Mark chapter 15 and John chapter 19. Both of those have really good accounts of Joseph taking Christ down from the cross. And you'll hear them in the afternoon service. So pay special attention to the words of what the gospel writers said. And then we'll have a little bit of a pause until we get to the nighttime service. So I look forward to enjoying the 3 o'clock service together with you from our computers. Thank you.